All right, everybody, I am super excited about this $30 food challenge. So what my goal is today, I'm going to head out to two stores. I'm going to head out to ALDI and Dollar Tree. And what I'm going to do, my plan is I have a food list for the meals that I want to prepare this week, but I'm only giving myself $30 to do it. And what I'm going to try and do is show you how much that $30 gets me at Aldi versus how much that $30 gets me at Dollar Tree. I've already gone on the Aldi app and already loaded up all the food in my cart, but I didn't want to pay the $4 to do a pickup. So I'm actually going to go into the store, which I haven't really done in a really long time. But we're going to try and make 4 meals, 4 dinners that will produce leftovers, but also some meals for the week. So the plan is that these 4 meals will produce us 4 separate dinners that will have leftovers. And I'm cooking for my family. There are 7 of us in our house. So 4 dinners for 7 people that will produce leftovers. So my husband and my oldest son and myself can have lunches during the week. And then in addition to that, breakfast for the boys all during the week. Now, the boys, I don't have to worry about their lunches or their breakfast because they get that at school. What I have to worry about the boys for is their dinner and any snacks that they have, which will be taken care of with the breakfast, because I think I'm going to make some muffins. We'll see. We'll see once we get done at both of the stores and see if I'm able to get everything on the list or if I have to make substitutions. Let's go ahead and get our journey for the day started. All right, I am ready to go into Aldi. I've got Aldi right behind me. Oh goodness, the sun is bright. And then, can I see it? All the way down at the end there, which I don't think I can see because it's so stinking bright, is Dollar Tree. So we're gonna head in. Got my quarter, and we are good to go. All right, so we just left both Aldi and the 99-cent store. It's super hot and muggy, so my hair is up now. All right, so we did really well in Aldi. We did go $1 over, and when I get home, I'll show you everything that we got. I was very disappointed in Dollar Tree, and they didn't have a really good selection of food department in this one. So we didn't get any fresh vegetables. We didn't get anything like potatoes or cabbage. So in the store, I had to improvise, and once I get home and pull everything out and show you what we got, I'll be able to tell you the variation in the meal that we're going to have for Dollar Tree. So we'll see you when we get back to the house. So we are back here in my kitchen. I have the menu for this week up on the board. What we shot for today was Monday through Thursday meals. We in our house do Pizza Friday every Friday, and then the weekends we usually kind of just play it by ear with like leftovers or soup or hamburgers and hot dogs. So the focus of this video is going to be our $30 challenge at Aldi and Dollar Tree. So I'm going to start out at Aldi. This is everything that we were able to get at Aldi for the 4 meals that we're going to start out with, which is going to be the chili with cornbread. We're going to do red beans and rice, as well as taco pie, and then cabbage, potatoes, and sausage. Then we're also going to be having muffins. So if we look at our Aldi receipt, we went over by $1, but we did get just about everything when we take into account what I also have in my pantry to kind of help fill things out. I was not so successful at the Dollar Tree. We were on target at the Dollar Tree. See right there, and even $30. They did not have a really good food section. I was a little disappointed. We did not get any kind of fresh vegetables like potatoes or cabbage. We did find these nice frozen blueberries. So I think instead of banana muffins, I'm going to do blueberry muffins. They did not have any kind of ground beef or turkey, but they did have this ground sausage, so I'm going to try and make that work for 2 of the meals, as well as the smoked sausage. It's not the best quality, but that will work for 2 of the meals as well. We're able to get a couple extras, so we were able to get this instant cornbread mix, which we'll use pantry items. And then I also got some corn since we weren't able to get cabbage. And then I also got applesauce there. We'll use that to make our muffins nice and moist. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and get started with tonight's dinner. I'm gonna do 2 meals tonight. I'm gonna do both a dinner and then I'm gonna do muffins so that the kids have their breakfast and snack for the rest of the week. But we're gonna walk through tonight's dinner first. Everything that is going to be in the meal is something that I bought off of our Aldi trip. As far as pantry items, this is one of my go-tos, minced onions, in case I don't have fresh onions. I did happen to have a half an onion in the refrigerator, so I'm going to use that. Another thing I always keep on stock is minced garlic, and then we're going to be using spices from my pantry. Simple spices everyone should have on hand, things like salt and pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika. I think that's it. I might put in a little bit of Creole seasoning, but that's it. Let's get to chopping. All right, we have everything cut up here. We've got a whole bunch of potatoes. We've got our cabbage. We've got our sausage and some onions. I'm gonna probably do some minced dried onions as well because I only had a half an onion. All right, so I've got my sausage and cabbage going in the electric skillet. Don't mind the laundry sitting in the hallway. I am multitasking today. I also want to say that in the cabbage and the sausage, I'm only using 1.5 links. Now, normally for our family of 7, I'm using 3 sausages. But because we only have $30, I'm using 1.5 of the links, and I'm going to use the remaining half link in another dish. And then let's go over here to the stove. I've got the potatoes. They're diced. They're just in a little bit of vegetable oil. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and, while dinner's cooking, I'm going to get started on the muffins. I'm going to be using the oatmeal, the bananas, and the eggs from what we purchased at Aldi. And then the rest is from my pantry. The recipe calls for yogurt, and I don't have that, but I do have some whole whipping cream that I always keep because of my coffee. Vanilla, baking powder, baking soda, flour, sugar, and then it calls for butter. Thank goodness I have some. If I hadn't had any, then I would have used either some applesauce or another oil. I found these cute little muffin cups in the pantry. I forget when they're from, but they're so cute, and I think that the kids will love it. I am scooping these muffins in with a scooper. I forget what size this is, but I got it from the one and only Pampered Chef party I ever went to, and I love it. Let's go check on my potatoes. What I put in here is a bunch of salt and pepper and dehydrated onions since I didn't have any more onions. Paprika, garlic, onion powder. And these are just about done, I think. They're all tender now, so I'm going to turn off the heat and just let these steam. So tonight's dinner, we are not all eating as a family because we have someone at football practice, but we have Jakey, Ezra, and Isaiah eating our potatoes and sausage and cabbage. What do you think, guys? Do you like this dinner? What's your favorite part of this dinner?
I like sausage. The meat.
The meat, right?
Yeah.
Of course, it's the meat. You like everything?
Same.
Isaiah's the only one that
spinach.
is eating the cabbage. Good job, babies. Uh-oh. Saved it. Woohoo! I made banana oatmeal muffins for breakfast tomorrow.
I like oatmeal.
Do you like those?
I'm going to try it.
And I got oatmeal for breakfast for this week, Ezra. Are you happy about that? Awesome. All right, do we give this meal a thumbs up?
Yes.
Thanks, guys. All right, and last but certainly not least is our oatmeal banana muffins. They look so good. I cannot wait to have these tomorrow. So these are cooling, and the boys will get to dig into these in the morning. So we are going to do meal number 2 from Aldi's for dinner tonight, and that is going to be the red beans and rice. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be taking the half a sausage that we had left over from the other night's meal, the cabbage and potatoes. I'm going to use an onion that I found in the pantry. The recipe calls for bell peppers as well as celery. I don't have either one of those. I think the recipe is going to be just fine without it. All right, so what we got going on over here is we have our beans simmering in the water with the bay leaf. I have the cut up sausage over here with the garlic and the onions. Just trying to get the onions translucent. You'll see I added some ham that we had in my my meat drawer. So it's just something that we had. And you know, when you're cooking on a budget, you cook with what you have. So we didn't have celery. We didn't have, something's done. We didn't have celery, we didn't have bell peppers, but we did have the sausage and we did have the ham in there. Something else that you might want to add to this meal if you have the ingredients in your pantry, I know that we do, is this would be perfect to throw together some cornbread. I keep cornmeal and flour and eggs and baking powder and vegetable oil. I keep all of that stocked in my pantry at all times so that we can make cornbread whenever we want to. The kids love the cornbread. It's I make mine a little bit sweeter, so it's a sweet treat. And it goes good with things that we eat all the time, like chili and other beans. So we're going to let this get back up to boiling, and then we're going to turn it down and let it simmer uncovered for about an hour. And then at that point, hopefully most of the water will be gone. And then that's when we're going to add all of the spices, the Creole spice. I have a big old carton of that in my pantry. So this is the bulk of the seasoning that's going to go in it. So here is our pot of red beans, and the last 30 minutes while it was boiling down, we went ahead and put in the seasoning. And then, hi Hoodie Buddy. Hi Hoodie Buddy. Hello my little dog bunny. And over here we have our rice. If you do not have a rice cooker, it is the one thing that you need to have in your kitchen. It is the best. We've had this one forever. As you can see, it is well loved. Here we go. This is what the finished product looks like. It is so good, so flavorful. It's gonna fill me up. It's got lots of good protein in it. The kids love it too. For both of the chilies, this is my old recipe that I've had forever. I will go ahead and actually type that out all nice and neat and put in there what I omit, what I tweak. But as you can see, it's well loved and I've had it for years. And then we've got our no meat chili over here ready in the crock. So in this one, we've got tomato paste. We've got a can of beans. We've got 6 cans or so of canned beans. I always use a variety of beans, and especially in this one because we're not using meat, I've put in some chilies to give it more flavor, but also I did tomatoes that had seasoning in them. Because it doesn't have the meat, I just want this one to be a little bit more flavorful since it's not going to get that from the meat. And I've stirred it up. I've put enough water in it. I would rather put too much water in it and thicken it up later than not have enough water. So we're going to go ahead and put the lid on, and then we're going to start this one up. I'm going to do it on high for 4 hours because I'm starting later in the day. So we'll see how that is a little bit later today. All right, so what I've done is I've put about a 1/4 cup of flour with cold water and mix it up until all of the chunks are out, and I pour it right into the chili and stir it up. See how nicely that's thickened up? And now that chili is done. In this pan, what we've got going on over here is a chub of the ground turkey. This is going to go in our taco pie. And I do not buy store-bought taco seasoning. I make my own, and I kind of just wing it with what I've got. So I've got some minced onions, oregano, paprika, chili powder, coriander, a little bit of cayenne, salt and pepper, onion powder, chili powder, and then I'll use both powdered garlic as well as some of the fresh minced garlic I have in the refrigerator at all times. So I'm going to let this get browned up, and then I'll add the spices. And if you don't have one of these handy dandy things, you definitely need to get one. They're at the dollar store, and they're the best. All right, I've added my spices into the ground turkey, and then when I was in the refrigerator, I discovered I had a half an onion in there. So I went ahead and put that in too, and I think this is just about ready now to start our taco pie. All right, so I'm gonna get started on the egg cups. We're gonna leave 2 eggs from each dozen behind for the muffins. So I'll be doing for each of the Aldi and the Dollar Tree egg cups, I'll be using 10 eggs a piece. Over here we have our egg cups. I completely forgot to add in the sausage into these. So these just have broccoli, eggs, cheese, and then I put a little bit of cream in the eggs when I beat the eggs. But ideally these were supposed to have sausage. I just spaced it. So these are done. They're done when the egg is firm and a little golden on the top. Well, that's it for our Aldi portion of this video. I hope that you found this helpful. Even if maybe you weren't too keen on the meals that I chose, hopefully what you can see is that $30, if you absolutely need it to go far, it can go far. We made 4 dinners and 2 breakfasts, and this was for our large family. It was more than enough for each one of our meals and gave us leftovers throughout the week for lunches and breakfast. So when you really need to stretch your budget, you can. Now come back for our next video where I will do the Dollar Tree side of it. And I think what I'm gonna do is, I don't know if you have them in your area, but we have what's called a 99 cents only store. And I think I'm going to be able to do really well there. So be on the lookout for that one. I'll probably do that one in the next couple days and post it next week. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, would you please do that so that you get notifications of when we have new videos up, so that we can lock arms with you on this journey to financial independence. We are so glad you are here. Thanks for coming, guys. Bye.